What's going on, guys? Coach Beckett
And Coach Kiki.
with another episode of Champaigne Gainz. We are doing another fun get to know us episode today with some advice from Coach Kiki here.
Yeah, all of my 21 plus 10 years of life.
She's got some good stuff for
Good
us.
stuff. I feel so old.
Stop.
Well, a lot of my roster, right? Like I have mostly younger females on my roster right now, which I love. I love molding the young minds and have them not make some of the mistakes that I made early on in my fitness journey and just life in general.
Brainwashing them into the bikini world.
Yeah. I mean, they're a lot to deal with. I mean, I feel like it's funny because I probably acted the exact same way when I was first getting into it. Like my first couple years of like being coached, I was probably just so annoying.
It's weird to think like they're so young, and I started when I was like 26, I think.
Yeah.
So I feel like old.
Yeah. I'm like, the clock is ticking on this bikini life that I have right now. I'm going to just wait for the Masters.
The joke is that I'll get my pro card when I'm Masters.
Yeah.
6 years.
Shit. You better have glutes by then.
God, if not, then I don't deserve it. Yeah.
We'll figure out something else.
Yeah.
If that comes down to it.
Some other hobby.
Yeah. So yeah, three lessons. We talked about this on Beckin's episode of her life advice. I was like, I think I'm just gonna go all fitness stuff. And then I was writing down my points, and it has some fitness stuff, but more it's just kind of like my journey and things. So number one lesson is basically don't be afraid to dive headfirst all in. I grew up and I was going to do this and this and this. I was going to go to school. I went to Marietta College, which is a small school in southeastern Ohio for undergrad sports management. I was going to work in sports no matter what. I did all of the internships. I worked for the Dallas Cowboys, and then I got accepted into a very prestigious grad school at Ohio University for sports administration. So my path from, my freshman year of college until, 4 years of college, I had a break year in Chicago, went back to school. So like 7 years was just sports.
Oh my God.
Like, I was like consumed. Like Sports Center would be on. I was just so consumed into sports. But in my break year before I went to OU, that's kind of where I found bodybuilding and just fitness in general. So I was working at a gym as a sales rep, and then I was really good at my job. So I, just did all my sales calls, and then I just read bodybuilding articles because that was something that was new and exciting to me. So I started doing all these experiments and stuff on myself, not on other people. But on myself, it would be like a 30-day challenge on bodybuilding.com, and I had the meal plan, and I followed the meal plan, I followed the training program, and it was just kind of like I just used myself as a science experiment. And then when I went to grad school, I still was planning on going into sports. I was going to work for the PGA Tour, I was going to work in golf, and yeah, I was just in class all day reading bodybuilding articles because that was my new thing. I loved building my body, learning how different, training stimuli, affected myself, what food sources, meal timing, fasting, literally all the random diets. Like I tried them. And my one of my classmates, Michael Pelfrey, he looked at me one day in one of our MBA classes, which, it was MBA, so nothing like super exciting. And he was like, Kiki, why are you going into golf again? Like, please tell me, because all you do is eat, breathe, and sleep, all this like bodybuilding stuff. And I was like, well, because I'm at OU, so I'm supposed to be in sports. And he was like, well, I think you could probably like figure something out where you could work in, the fitness industry. And I remember that day, like point blank, the room we were in, everything. As soon as we got out of class, I like rushed back to my apartment and then just started like deep diving into everything.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah.
That was like a pivotal moment.
Yeah, that's where like the Kiki brand came to be. I immediately texted my one friend who did graphic design, and I knew I wanted a pineapple. I like put all this stuff together. And then my second year of grad school, I like made a lot of it was like project based. So I picked my projects and topics and just morphed it into like fitness. So like golf fitness and working with supplement brands. I worked with a couple supplement brands for like some extra credit units or whatever. But yeah,
Thank you, Michael Pelfrey.
yeah, literally, like it's so funny because like he's like doesn't text anybody in our class. So like I'm like, well, you like literally changed my life. So thank you. I hope you like are doing well.
Realize the impact you have.
Yeah. So I think just like don't be afraid to just kind of like pick something and go all in. And that's what I did. And then when I moved to Florida, everything that I did was, fitness, bodybuilding related. Whether it's, I finished up my personal training certification, started training people in person, started working underneath my coach at the time, and really just trying to learn from everybody, and just like fully immerse myself.
All in.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I think that can, translate to a lot of things, not just like fitness, just if you have a goal, you just like go for it.
Yeah. Once you find your passion, like it's easy to go all in.
Yeah. And it's like, it didn't feel it, and it still doesn't feel like work. It's like we work all the time, right? So it's like,
But it's like fun.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm reading all these articles when I'm technically done with my like work for the day.
Computer work.
Yeah. And then it's like, if I'm like doing my makeup, I'm listening to an educational podcast.
Yep.
Like, so, I mean, sometimes it can go like, don't be addicted to like,
bad things. It goes both ways, use your common sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that was number one. Number two, so I actually did this kind of like sequential with where my life was at, but so number two, importance of playing the long game. And so I, started in the fitness thing 2014, did my first competition in 2017. So I started in the gym without, thinking about, necessarily like crash dieting or doing anything weird. I was just like eating healthy and in the gym from 2014 to, the end of 2016. Just eating, lifting, I was just like so into the gym. So that long until 2017 when I did my first bodybuilding, got my first coach, and went through like my first bikini prep. So that is definitely point number one.
Yes.
Building a foundation of, muscle mass, especially with where the industry or where the divisions are going now, obviously more muscular. So being able to have that foundation instead of just like stepping on stage, getting lean, and then you end up looking, lean, which is just like stringy, flat, because there's no muscle to fill up.
Right.
So like as a coach, when we're put in those situations, it's like the only thing we can do is get you lean.
Yeah.
So take the long game, build a foundation in the gym first. Do it smart as well. Yeah. I will suggest getting a coach, even if you're not planning on stepping on stage for 2 or 3 years.
Right. But just like both of us did, like self-teach, you know, you can teach yourself stuff in the meantime before and like just get familiar with it, you know, reading and doing research. Like Instagram is a great, but also like horrible platform to do your research on sometimes, but just like following other bikini competitors, the right ones. But
Yeah.
that's what we're doing with me too, like the long game. Like I don't like do back shows, you know, like we take the feedback that I need to grow and then we implement it. Like, yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because some girls are big.
These
like,
girls are
you will be humbled on a national stage. Like, I feel like everybody gets humbled at their first national show.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, like it took me that long to go to my first, you know, bodybuilding prep. And then 2017 to 2020 is when I got my pro card. So 17, 18, 19, 3 years. Oh, and then all of, you know, the shit that
COVID year.
that was 2020.
I can't imagine.
So, and then like, so that's not necessarily like a long time, but you know,
Right.
it was long.
It's long in hindsight. It's not like,
Yeah.
it doesn't, it goes by fast, but like while you're waiting.
Yeah. And, you know, and I should have and could have done different things in that time as well. Like I did my first show in August of 2017. And then the next May, I did Junior USAs, which was so dumb. Like it was so dumb. I should not have done that. I didn't even, like, we didn't do a warm-up show.
Yeah.
So like I just got qualified at the Dexter Jackson Classic, which is, I mean, it's a great show now, but like at that time to get nationally qualified, you had to be top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I was top 5
Yeah.
but there was no reason I should have been at Junior USAs.
It's like some of these shows are so small, and then you get nationally qualified, and you're like, oh, I am at that caliber. It's like, well, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like I got nationally qualified at my first show, but absolutely not a nationally qualified physique.
You know, and I was looking back at my photos, like honestly, my junior, like there was a lot wrong with my, like the whole look of my Junior USAs, but like physique wise, it wasn't bad. I wasn't like super small. I could have been leaner and then filled out. But like I looked decent, and then I kept going and did junior nationals. Cause why not? Like I think Junior USAs, I placed like 8th or something.
That's not bad.
Not bad. I mean, granted, at the time it was a lot like not as competitive, but and then I went and did junior nationals, and we got freaking leaner, but I looked so small, and it was off. Like, but we did
small.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. I mean, it was good to like experience it. Obviously, those are times like. That was when Hannah Ranfranz turned pro. So me and her were roomies. So there was like so many, like obviously there's things we could have done differently in my career, but those are like the
fun memories.
Memories are fun. Yeah. And then in 2019, before I got married, I wanted to do the Arnold. So, I mean, being from Ohio, the Arnold is literally my idol. And yeah, so I mean, I probably still would have done that. Looking back at my wedding photos, though,
I was just gonna say, then you were like jacked at your wedding.
yeah. But I like kept dieting after, or not like kept dieting, but I like didn't like revert out of the Arnold prep. I just like kept lean for my wedding. And I don't really feel like I probably needed to do that, but because looking back at my photos, like I looked so small. Like I was lean. I could have stepped on stage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
That's small.
Yeah. But I ate a bunch of cake, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you know I'm now turned pro in 2020, and now it's 2023. I've done 3 seasons on the pro stage, and I still have a long way to go. So trying to be patient and just
enjoy life.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Build. Eat.
Build. Yeah. Eat the food.
Yeah, be a
Bust it, feed it, rest it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I stole that from someone.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
know.
Feed it with the donuts. And yeah, well, only if you're watching this. We're pointing
Burgers.
burgers and donuts. So yeah, the importance of playing the long game.
Yes.
In life.
In life. Oh.
And then, you know, now I've been back in Ohio for about a year and a half, maybe a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So lesson number 3, basically, you know, surround yourself with people to, you know, push you further.
Very important.
Yeah. Obviously, like, I loved living in Florida, but Florida's weird. Like, it's cool, but like, it's always cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to like have a break. And I know it's like, I don't know. It was weird.
I just saw a meme about Florida yesterday. It was like, we need like a zoo where there's drunk white people doing stuff that we can go watch. And the response is, that's called Florida.
It's literally Florida. You know, and being from like the middle of nowhere, like Midwest, and like being in Florida was just like, I don't know. It was it was hard to make friends because like, especially like, I mean, there was a pretty good bodybuilding culture. Not as much in Jacksonville, but like people just wanted to drink all the time. And that's cool, but like not like 8 days out of the week. And so we found some good friends like at the pit when we were like close to being done in Florida, which we didn't know at the time. But anyways, we left Florida. We came back to Ohio, I came back to Ohio. You know, being close to my family, surround yourself with people who will support you. You know, now being only an hour away from my parents instead of 13.
Yeah.
I think they appreciate that. But honestly, we moved back to Central Ohio and where we're at in Licking County because of, you know, Corey Gregory, another one of my idols. It's like the goat, and then Kiki. Arnold, Corey, and then Kiki. Yeah, so we moved back to Ohio to, you know, start working with Corey Gregory on my brand and bringing like the female side to his training app, and Max Separate Muscle, which is the supplement company. So, you know, the way they operate, they're very fun, but in terms of like business and, you know, just going all in on like people's personal brands, and like harnessing everyone's full potential and, you know, pushing them to be their absolute best. We needed to be here. And, you know, moving back to Ohio, that allowed Preston to, you know, start working for himself. So we have more flexibility with our schedules. So yeah, like, and now like I moved back in here. So it's just kind of like we're surrounded in this little like fitness, you know, fun like bubble environment. Yeah. So like I've been talking a lot to my clients about their environment too, and it's like it plays such a huge factor, and I'm noticing that for myself too. Like when I'm like in a certain environment, like it's like you have to be in control of of your like personal environment in whatever environment that you are in, if that makes sense. So like not only do you want to set your like personal environment or your household environment up for, you know, success in terms of like your fitness goals, but, you know, think about your personal environment and your brain environment, what you're feeding it, like with your mental, with even, and like food and literally everything. And then like going into different environments and making sure you're like keeping that environment like safe.
Yeah. I was like bring your energy to whatever space you're in. What was that thing at the station we saw?
Oh,
wherever you stand, be the soul of that place.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like, you know, it helps to put yourself in environments that can help harness that.
You 1,000% feed off of the people around you.
Yeah.
So make it good.
Yeah. So us training at Old School Gym and just being around the guys. Well, I know, like, because every time when Corey walks in the gym and we're training, I'm like, oh shit, like I have to.
It's like you forget everything you know about training. And you're like, am I doing this right?
Right.
I'm like, stupid.
I'm like, I will not be doing kickbacks right now.
Yeah. He is every single time.
I'm always doing kickbacks. I'm like, God damn it.
Or like when I'm deadlifting, that's like my biggest like insecurity in the gym. Like I never know if I'm doing it right. I think I am.
You are.
But like I don't want him to look at it and be like, what are you doing?
Right. But yeah, so surround yourself with, people and environments that's like only gonna push you further.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. So to round out, we'll do a brief. So the 3 lessons from Coach Kiki.
The Spark Notes version.
Yeah. So if you've made it all the way through, congratulations. Take notes. Don't be afraid to dive head first all in.
Yeah. I was just about to.
I know people are watching. You can also watch this on YouTube and you can see our emotions. Importance of playing the long game. Like either a baseball bat or a golf club or long
distance running.
Ew.
Yeah.
And then surround yourself with the people to push you further. Boom. Coach Kiki.
Coach Kiki's life advice. That was great. It was very much so not all fitness related.
Yeah.
Very relatable.
Yeah. Thanks. But you get to be relatable. Kind of weird sometimes.
Same. That's what makes us fun.
Yeah. So I hope you got to know a little bit more about me. If you have any questions or if you want
More advice,
come at me. I'm not a therapist and I'm not a life coach, but I can help you out.
certified therapist.
Yeah, I can help you out in a couple ways. Just let me know.
Whatever a life coach is.
Yeah. But yeah, so I hope you like this episode. Champaigne Gainz.
A 5-star rating and review if you like us. You can also find us on YouTube and on Instagram.
At Keekerslaugh_IFBB Pro.
And I am at Beckin_Bikini.
Cheers.